కట్టమన్
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming on time. We just received the message that Honorable Governor is on the way and will be arriving very soon to the venue. In the meantime, I take pleasure in inviting all of you for this AIU South Zone Vice Chancellors meet. I acknowledge the Honorable Vice Chancellors from various universities across South India and the dignitaries from this university, and also the distinguished guests from AIU and AP Higher Education as well. Now in the meantime, we will be displaying some videos for you. Hope you will enjoy the same. Thank you.
కట్టమంచి కనుసన్నలలో అంకురించిన ఆలయం,
సర్వేపల్లి సారథ్యంలో శోభలీనిన మహాలయం, మనమందరం విద్య నేర్చిన విశ్వవిద్యాలయం, ఆంధ్ర విశ్వవిద్యాలయం. స్వాగతం శుభ స్వాగతం శుభ స్వాగతం చదువుల సకుదేవాలయం తెలుపుతోంది శుభ స్వాగతం. దేశ దేశాల్లో ఖ్యాతి గడించిన పూర్వ విద్యార్థులందరికీ నీడనిచ్చిన చెట్టు చేమలు చిరునవ్వులతో పిలుస్తూ ఉన్నాయి. మన ఆకలి తీర్చిన భోజనశాలలు, ఆనందించిన ఆట స్థలాలు, హాయిని పంచిన సాగర తీర సంధ్యారాగాలు, ఉత్తండులైన ఉపకులపతులు సిఆర్రెడ్డి సర్వేపల్లి విఎస్ కృష్ణ దివ్యాశీసులు ఆత్మీయంగా అందిస్తున్నాయి
శక్తుల రాణకెక్కిన ధీర నేతలు మీలో ఎందరో
న్యాయమూర్తులు శాస్త్రవేత్తలు వాణిజ్యంలో ధీవరులెందరో
క్రీడల కీర్తి పతక విజేతలు చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ నవ విధాతలు
రంగస్థలమున అలరిన మాన్యులు అన్ని రంగముల అగ్రగణ్యులు
ప్రతి ఒక్కరిని తన ఒడిలో పెంచిన తల్లి ఆంధ్ర విశ్వవిద్యాలయం
ఘన చరితలు గల ఈ ప్రాంగణమున పూర్వ విద్యార్థుల ఓట మన పూర్వ జన్మ సుకృతం
ధన్య చరితులుగా అందుకోండి మీరే ఘన ఘనాది ఘనకర స్వాగతం శుభ శుభాది శుభకర స్వాగతం రండి కదలి రండి పాఠములు నేర్పిన ఈ గురుకులాన మీ గెలుపు పాఠములు పంచగా రండి రండి కలసి రండి మార్గములు చూపిన మహాలయానికి మన వంతు రుణము తీర్చుదాము రండి రండి తరలి రండి మన విశ్వవిద్యాలయానికి విశ్వవిఖ్యాతము చేద్దాం పరండి ఆది శుభకర స్వాగతం ఘనఘనాది ఘనకర స్వాగతం శుభ శుభాది 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 శుభకర స్వాగతం
That's about proud alumni of this prestigious historic Andhra University. I'm happy to announce Honorable Governor has already arrived. So may I request the dignitaries who are sitting on the galleries, could you please come down and occupy the seats, because there are many seats available vacant on the ground floor. Could you hear me please? Could you please come quickly as early as possible and occupy the seats in the ground floor? Apologies for the inconvenience, but because honorable guest, chief guest has already arrived, I request you to please come and occupy the seats that are on the ground floor first, then we'll move on to the gallery.
The American Corner, Visakhapatnam is now inaugurated by the visionary and the transformative leader of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Chief Minister Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. The American Corner is set up at a strategic location in the City of Destiny. The educational hub of the state, Andhra University, a name to reckon with in the academic fraternity, through giving a strong impetus to create an environment of knowledge, application, and holistically inspiring youth to become leaders of tomorrow. The American Corner in Visakhapatnam is a partnership between the Andhra University and the U.S. Consulate General in Hyderabad. The American Corner shall connect Andhra Pradesh to U.S. Consulate General Hyderabad through activities that promote American culture, Indian-American cooperation in business, education, culture, and politics. The aim of this corner is to engage with students and young professionals of Andhra Pradesh. The mission is very clear. Over the next 8 months, American Corner will organize 6 teacher training workshops for young faculty across the state. Besides funded workshops, the corner will also host regular programs. The programs would focus on English language learning, STEM education, women's empowerment, American culture, and higher education in the U.S. This American Corner is established with state-of-the-art facilities to host discussion groups, seminars, digital video conferencing, and meetings with U.S. and local specialists on a wide range of American-focused topics. It also provides American-themed books, videos, DVDs, CDs, and provide access to educational materials on aspects of life and culture in the U.S., along with high-speed internet access. This will be the first place to visit for accurate and up-to-date information about political, economic, cultural, educational, and social trends in the United States of America, hoping that this corner acts as an American outpost which help foster and strengthen bilateral ties.
That's about American Corner, established at Andhra University, which was inaugurated by Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Please settle down quickly as the honorable guest of the day has already arrived. Now we have a small video for you on Association of Indian Universities.
The Association of Indian Universities, AIU, is one of the country's premier apex higher education institutions established in 1925. It is a research-based policy advice institution to the Government of India in the field of higher education, sports and culture. Since its inception, it has been playing a vital role in shaping Indian higher education. Most importantly, AIU is vested with the power of according equivalence to degrees, qualifications offered by the universities across the world with those offered in India. AIU has also been mandated by the Department of School Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India to accord equivalence to the Indian boards for the secondary, senior secondary examination white gazette notification. AIU is a think tank body with the responsibility of undertaking academic activities such as conducting research studies in higher education, acting as the Bureau of Information on Higher Education, liaising with international bodies and universities for the internationalization of Indian higher education, among many others. Some of the legends among many who served AIU as its presidents are Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, Dr. Zakir Hussain, Dr. Syama Prasad Mukherjee. Today we have assembled here for AIU South Zone Vice Chancellors meet on research and excellence for transformative higher education, hosted by the prestigious and historic Andhra University, Visakhapatnam.
That's a brief note on Association of Indian Universities. We are privileged to present Andhra Pradesh Higher Education Council APSCI's video for you.
Government of Andhra Pradesh has been a frontrunner in implementing National Education Policy 2020, giving much impetus to make higher education more accessible, equitable and affordable. To provide equal opportunity in higher education and to incentivize all sections of students, in 2019, Andhra Pradesh has introduced two path-breaking scholarship schemes, Jagananna Vidya Divina and Jagananna Vasati Divina. Vidya Divina replaced the earlier partial fees reimbursement scheme with full fee reimbursement. Under the scheme, Vasati Divina, the maintenance scholarship was increased from 6,000 rupees to 20,000 rupees per annum for all categories of students, including those pursuing engineering and medicine. Because of these two path-breaking schemes, parents need not incur a single rupee from their pockets. The scheme is applicable to all sections of students whose family income is less than 2.5 lakh rupees, irrespective of their social category.
Lavanya and Viresh are from Bangarupet in Kurnool town. Lavanya and Viresh are not well educated. Viresh is a plumber and Lavanya sells milk and also runs a photocopy machine for their living. They have two girl children. One is studying intermediate and other is pursuing BSc nursing.
విద్యా దీవెన అమ్మఒడి లేకపోతే నా పిల్లలైతే నేను చదివించుకోలేకపోతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మాకు చేసుకునేది మాకే సరిపోదు. మాకు బతకడమే కష్టమైండేది.
Government is spending annually about 4,500 crores towards these scholarship schemes, and since 2019, 11,000 crores were spent on these two schemes. As on the date, 10.5 lakh, that is 87% of students from government and private colleges are receiving free education. These schemes are helping more and more students from socio-economically disadvantaged groups to join higher education. Women enrollment is seen increasing by 16.35% in 21 to 22 over the base year of 19 to 20, while the overall growth rate being 13.17. The enrollment of rural students recorded a growth of 16.57%, SC 18.43%, ST 9.93%, OBC 13.06%. An incredible support to the socio-economically disadvantaged groups. This has resulted in near complete migration from plus 2 to higher education, reducing the slippage from 11.31% in 18 to 19 to 9.13% in 20 to 21. Since 2016, AP government has been permitting establishment of private universities such as VIT, SRM, Centurion, Apollo, Kriya through a stringent evaluation process. In 2021, the government has introduced government quota of 50% in medical courses and 35% in other courses offered by private universities with reasonable fee to make it affordable and accessible for all sections of society. In academic year 2021 to 2022, 1,916 students were admitted under the government quota in these universities, duly following the rule of reservations. Out of them, 1,318 students are receiving free education. To ensure flexibility in learning, Andhra Pradesh is promoting open distance learning in a big way. Already 1.2 lakh students are pursuing higher education through ODL, and government is planning to reach a minimum of 2 lakh students. To promote blended learning to reach more students, introduce technology interventions such as bilingual resources through learning management system. For ease of learning, introduced bilingual textbooks. Further, digital libraries are planned in all the 15,000 villages and to be implemented in 4,000 villages in first phase. These will act as remote learning centers for online learning for the rural communities. In order to ensure that each student has appropriate skills for a job once he completes his study, Andhra Pradesh has revised curriculum with substantial skilling component and flexibility. In 2020-2021 itself, a 4-year degree program with research introduced with an exit and entry option after the 3rd year. A student can opt for life skills courses like personality enhancement and leadership, health and hygiene, etc. Students can also opt for skill development courses in any interdisciplinary areas of their choice. For example, art student can take logistics and supply chain through it is primarily a commerce subject. Courses offered through Swayam and NPTEL are given credits. Credits are being given for online courses offered by university empaneled agencies. Government is also spending 30 crores on Microsoft upskilling program through which 1.62 lakh students are being certified in 40 Microsoft future ready courses at free of cost. Further, to impart hands-on experience experience, a mandatory 10 months internship was introduced for all conventional and professional programs from 2020-2021 itself. This includes 2 months of community service project, 2 months and 6 months of internship. To map students for real-time internships industry, Institute Connect portal was developed. So far, 2.5 lakh students have registered and 58,000 were provided with internships through this portal, working closely with AICTE internship portal. Because of all these initiatives, the GER of Andhra Pradesh has increased from 32.4% in 18 to 19 to 35.2% in 19 to 20. The growth of female GER is 11.03% against national average of 2.28%. SC GER is 7.5% against national average of 1.7%. ST GER is 9.5% against national average of 4.5%. The GPI of Andhra Pradesh has increased from 0.81 to 0.84.
With all these initiatives, Andhra Pradesh is hoping to achieve GER of 70 by 2035, ensuring improving access, equity and affordability in higher education.
That's about Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education. We acknowledge the presence of the chairman Apsky and the vice chairman Professor Hemchandra Reddy garu and also Ram Mohan Rao garu and all the other dignitaries. The Honorable Chief Guest of the day, Honorable Governor, has already arrived. He will be entering into the hall very soon. When he enters, we shall all stand with reverence and digitization process of ancient Talapatras. And we have the process and our library. V.S. Krishna Library is one of the oldest libraries in the country. So here we go. We shall watch the digitization process of ancient Talpatras.
Andhra University is digitizing ancient palm leaf manuscripts. There has been an increasing interest in the ancient palm leaf manuscripts holding a treasure of knowledge. But Andhra University could not offer these manuscripts to researchers due to their fragile nature. However, this would soon become a thing of the past as the university has started digitizing the nearly 2069 palm leaf manuscripts and 560 paper manuscripts available at its Dr. V.S. Krishna Library. As of now, 1,480 palm leaf manuscripts are digitized and uploaded on Andhra University Digital Repository, and remaining ancient palm leaves manuscripts will be digitized under Phase 2 Digitization project. For instance, the Sumpistakam written by Baddena Bhupaludu from the 13th century touches upon the value system and right conduct. The Andharmaha Bhagavatam engraved on palm leaf, which is considered the jewel of Telugu literature and dates back to the 15th century, is also available at this library. A few chapters of Andhra Mahabharatam written by Tikkana Somyaji from the 13th century is one of the prized possessions of this library in the form of palm leaf manuscript, which is said to be one of the oldest media of writing. From Tirupavai Vyakaranam and Parashar Smriti to Dinakara Tarangini and many more, these manuscripts at this library were written in various languages such as Sanskrit, Telugu, Tamil, Grantha script, Pali and Prakrit, etc. The 96-year-old Dr. V.S. Krishna Library has entrusted this digitization responsibility to a Bangalore-based Informatics Publishing Limited. Digitization process will not only help preserve these priceless, rare manuscripts, but it would also transfer the rich corpus of knowledge, science, and literature to the future generations. How the palm leaves manuscripts are made? Tender palm leaves are dried and processed in a controlled manner, and polishing is done to make them suitable for writing. Later, they are cut to required size and shape. Holes are made on either side of the leaves. A cord is used to tie these palm leaves together. Manuscript writers use a thick metal needle with a sharp point to inscribe on these leaves, and leaves are bound between wooden boards. These boards work as covers for the palm leaves. How the palm leaves manuscripts are preserved? Conservation of palm leaves manuscripts through various indigenous methods over the years before the initiation of the project. Wrapping, storing them in specially designed boxes, and applying extracts of natural products extended the life of these manuscripts. How the palm leaf manuscripts are digitized? Before digitization of palm leaves manuscripts, cleaning each leaf so that the visibility is enhanced through natural cleaning. These cleaned manuscripts are scanned to convert into digital format. Once the complete scanning is done with complete metadata, the expert team will place the digitized format of manuscripts, uploaded on Andhra University website hosted on cloud for beneficiaries across the globe, and university is also maintaining a digital repository. Andhra University proud to announce that we stand on top 10 list of universities national-wide on Shodhganga portal. Andhra University uploaded 7,685 theses on Shodhganga portal. University is planning to upload another 2,500 theses more, post-converting the physical to digitized format. Lastly, Andhra University is also planning to digitize the paper manuscripts, rare and special books available in the university library, in view to develop the digital library and online services to beneficiaries, that is, students, scholars, professors, and scientists. Please visit the Andhra University Library website and access the Indian knowledge treasure.
Shall we all give a big round of applause for all the presentations? Now we are getting on to the schedule of the day. Association of Indian Universities South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 2022-23 on research and excellence in higher education. So we shall have the entry of Honorable Chief Guest of the day. So I will announce. Then we shall all stand with reverence. Thank you. Arrival of the chief guest, His Excellency Sri Biswabhushan Harichandran, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. Yes. Arrival of the chief guest, His Excellency Sri Biswabhushan Harichandran ji, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. Kindly be seated. We have a special invocation dance performance by Andhra University students.
Sabhayai Namaha. It's a great pleasure to welcome our honorable chief guest, Governor of Andhra Pradesh, His Excellency Sri Biswabhushan Harichandran ji, and the august dignitaries with a welcome dance. Hari is the Antaryami of all beings. We welcome the Almighty within us, invoking His presence through this performance. Yandaro Mahanubhavalu, Andariki Vandanamalu. This is a medley of different great Vagayakaras like Tyagaraja, Purandaradasa, Annamacharya and others. This medley is exclusively designed and composed specific to the august and magnanimous presence of our honorable chief guest, His Excellency Sri Biswabhushan Harichandan ji. Namaste. Over to welcome dance. Thank you.
బాబు వేసేయండి ఓయ్ వేయండి సాంగ్
ఎందరో మహానుభావులు ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ వందనములు ఎందరో మహానుభావులు అందరికీ
தங்கிட்டத்துக்கு தரக்கிட்டத்துக்கு தித்த தங்கிட்டத்துக்கு தரக்கிட்டத்துக்கு தா தித்த தங்கிட்டத்துக்கு தரக்கிட்டத்துக்கு தா தித்த த தி தி ந தோம் த தி கே ந தோம் தத்திங் கிண்ண தக்க தத்திங் கிண்ண தக்க தத்திங் தக்க திங் கிண்ண தத்தம்
స్వాగతం కృష్ణ శరణాగతం కృష్ణ స్వాగతం కృష్ణ శరణాగతం కృష్ణ మధురా పురి సదన మృదువదన మధుసూదన మధురా పురి సదన మృదువదన మధుసూదన స్వాగతం కృష్ణ శరణాగతం కృష్ణ ఆమానవుల సందర్శన మానవుల సందర్శన మధ్యాత బ్రహ్మానందనే మనసారమ భక్తి సామ్రాజ్యం सकल ग्रह बलनीने सरसिजाक्ष सकल ग्रह बलनीने सरसिजाक्ष निखिल रक्षकनीने विश्वव्यापकने सकल ग्रह बलनीने सरसिजाक्ष నిఖిల రక్షకనీనే విశ్వవ్యాపకనే సకల గ్రహ బలనీనే సరసిజాక్ష సుధా మాధుర్య భాషణ 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 సుధా అఖిల లోకనాయక అఖిల లోకనాయక మామవ అఖిల లోకనాయక అఖిల లోక ತಂದನಾನಾಗಿ ತಂದನಾನ ಪುರೇ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ತಂದನಾನಾಗಿ ತಂದನಾನ ಪುರೇ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ತಂದನಾನಾಗಿ ತಂದನಾನ ಪುರೇ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಅಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಅಬಳ ತಂದನಾನ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಎನುಮನವೇ ನಾರಾಯಣನೆಂಬ ನಾಮದ ಬೀಜವ ನಾರದ ಬೀತಿದ ಕರೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಎನುಮನವೇ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಹರಿ ರಂಗಬಾರೋ ಪಾಂಡುರಂಗಬಾರು 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 ఆనందమానందమాయనే ఆనందమానందమాయనే పరమానందమానందమాయనే పరమానందమానందమాయనే బ్రహ్మానందమానందమాయనే ఆనందమానందమాయనే ఆనందమానందమాయనే ఆనందమానందమాయనే
This medley is exclusively designed and composed specific to the august and magnanimous presence of our Honorable Chief Guest, His Excellency Sri Biswa Bhushan Harichandan Ji. Thank you. I request the distinguished guests to accompany Honorable Governor onto dais and grace the inaugural. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we all stand for the national anthem?
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद.
Please be seated. Now, lighting of the lamp by Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, followed by the distinguished guests on the dais.
सरस्वती नमोस्तुते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोस्तुते करधृत वीणा पुस्तके वरमालालकृते सरस्वती नमोस्तुते नरहरिसुत विधि भावित वरमणियुत कंबुगळे सुरसेवित पदयुगळे शुभकर कमलवळे सारि म पद प म पद स पद स नि द प म रि स नि सरि म पद सरि म रि स नि द प म रि स सरि नि द सरस्वती नमोस्तुते शारदे विद्याप्रदे सरस्वती नमोस्तुते
Welcome address by Dr. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities.
A very good morning to all of you. The chief guest of today's program, the Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Bishwabhushan Harichandan ji, respected Chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education, Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy ji, Honorable President of AIU and Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University, Professor Suranjan Das ji, respected Vice President of AIU and Vice Chancellor of USTM University Meghalaya, Professor G.D. Sharma ji, respected Vice Chancellor Andhra University, Professor P.V. G.D. Prasad Reddy ji, the past President of AIU, Professor Thiru Vasangam ji, the members of the Governing Council of AIU, the Special Chief Secretary to the Honorable Governor, Shri R.P. Sisodia ji, distinguished chairpersons and speakers of the technical session, representatives of apex bodies, esteemed vice chancellors of various universities who have come from far off places to this place, the faculty members, students of Andhra University, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to the AIU South Zone Vice Chancellor Meet, which is being held by Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. A very special welcome to the Honorable Governor who has made it possible to inaugurate the meet today. Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank Andhra University, Visakhapatnam, for hosting this South Zone, AIU South Zone Vice Chancellors Conference in this beautiful ambience on a sea beach in the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam. His team has done yeoman's job in organizing this meet. Thank you to the Andhra University and the Vice Chancellor. The theme of the conference is Research and Excellence for Transformative Higher Education, which is the overarching theme. I mean, there's an overarching theme of transformative higher education, and the national meet will be held in Meghalaya from 23rd to 25th March. And in the 5 zonal meets, we are having different themes. So for the South Zone, the theme is Research and Excellence for Transformative Higher Education. But before I come to the theme of the conference, let me brief you a little about AIU, especially to the Honorable Governor, sir. Sir, AIU is a body which was established in 1925, so we are completing around 98 years now. And the stalwarts like Sir Palli Dr. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Dr. Zakir Hussain, Dr. Shrimali, they have been the presidents of AIU in the past. At present, we have a membership of around 924 universities, which comprises of central universities, state universities, deemed universities. INIs means IITs, NITs, ISers, private universities, and we also have 16 foreign universities as the associate members. The type of works which AIU is doing is basically research and academics, plus youth affairs, because we believe in the holistic development of the students. So in youth affairs, we do hold youth festivals for the universities, at the zonal level, national level, and the international level. In sports, we do a lot many activities. We hold 225 championships, and including Khelo India University Games, which is inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India for the last 2 years. The Government of India has vested us with the power of equivalence of foreign degrees with the Indian degrees. And recently, they have also given us the power to equate the school boards within India also. For the Vice Chancellors, I would say that we now have a AIU portal. So we have computerized the entire services of AIU. So whether it is equivalence certificate, you just have to apply online, and the equivalence certificate can be obtained online, I mean in the downloadable form. 2 things which I will quickly mention is, one is AIU handbook, which comes after every 4 years, and in which the complete information of every university is there, including the departments, programs, faculty, everything. So if any of the universities present here has not filled the data in the AIU handbook, please do it very fast, because otherwise we will miss the bus and it will come again after 4 years. So please fill the data in the AIU handbook, and also VC seniority portal. So many of the Vice Chancellors, you know that the President of AIU is the senior most Vice Chancellor of the country, Vice President is the second senior most Vice Chancellor of the country. The Governing Council members are also based on the seniority. So please fill in your VC seniority. In the VC seniority portal, please do fill in your seniority, because otherwise we will not know that what is your seniority. And 2-3 important things which I would like to mention is, one is that we have established Indian network of international higher educators to promote internationalization of higher education. The purpose is that there are universities who are good in internationalization of higher education, but then there are universities who want to do internationalization, but they don't know how to start, how to go about it, whom to contact, whom to collaborate with. So to help these universities, to handhold these universities, we have made an Indian network of international higher educators. Do become a member of that. We have also opened 10 academic and administrative development centers in 10 universities to train your faculty and the administrative staff on how to use the technology for, say, teaching, learning, research, assessment, evaluation, and the administrative staff for the governance of the university, including controller of examinations or the financing or the administration. So these are 2 very important activities which you should make use of. And then we have also started AIU consultancy service, because many a times the universities don't come to know how to prepare for NAC, for getting good NERF ranking, for internationalization, for university society collaboration, for university industry collaboration, for implementation of NEP, for implementation of SDGs. So if you have any such difficulty, please approach AIU and we will be providing you the consultancy services. So, and we are coming out with many research publications, including Reimagining Indian Universities. There's a national policy, a step-by-step guide on how to implement the NEP. SDG report is in print. So many publications are there, and the list is available on the AIU website. I have very short time, therefore I am just hurrying up. And the 5 conferences this year we are holding, we have already held the 3 conferences on different themes relating to transformative higher education. This is the 4th conference, and the last zonal conference will be held in Aurangabad on 21st and 22nd February on the theme Evaluation Reforms in Higher Education. Now coming to the present conference, I'll just share a little data with you, and you will know the significance that why we are holding this particular conference on research and excellence for transformative higher education. If you see the expenditure which is incurred on research, if we do an international comparison, you will see that as a percentage of GDP, USA spends around 3.1, Israel spends 4.9, South Korea spends 4.6, China 2.2, UK 1.8, and India spends 0.69%. So this is the lowest amongst these countries. So very low expenditure on research is spent by India on research, and this has been highlighted in the National Education Policy too. Then if you see researchers per million, UK has 4,600, China has 1,300, Israel has 8,200, USA has 4,600, South Korea has 7,900, India has 253. So this is not a very rosy picture that we have only 253 researchers per million. If you talk of PhD produced, we produce around 40,000 PhDs every year, and which is, I mean, again, that is a low figure. The patents, if you talk about patents, China is producing around 13.61 lakhs, US is producing 6.06 lakhs, India 96,000, and out of that 96,000 also, 68% are by NRIs. So if you, one thing which we claim, we are very happy about it, that in the world, India is number 4 in terms of publications, because China has 7.88 lakhs, US 7.66 lakhs, UK 2.49 lakhs, and India 2.18 lakhs. So India stands at number 4, although US spends almost, I mean, US is publishing almost 4 times than what India is publishing. But the citation index, if you go to India citation index is very low. It is around 3 as compared to around 6 by most of the developed countries. So when we see this condition of the research in higher education, we thought that in the South Zone Conference, if we really want to transform India, we should be doing a lot of work, and we should be deliberating on how to promote research and excellence in higher education, and hence this conference. And I'm sure the three sessions which we are having today on research funding, on collaborative research, on linking teaching and research, we will really get good recommendations which will be sent to the Government of India for implementation. So all the best to everybody, and thank you once again, and welcome to this conference, AIU South Zone Conference. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, address by Professor P.V.G.D. Prasad Reddy, Vice Chancellor, Andhra University.
Pranams to Honorable Governor Shri Bishwabhushan Harichandanji. Distinguished speakers on the dais, Professor Suranjan Das ji, President of AIU, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary of AIU, Professor Hemchandra Reddy ji, Chairman APSHI, Sisodia ji, all dear Vice Chancellors from South Zone Universities, invitees, press and media, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a great honor to extend a cordial welcome to Honorable Governor for the inaugural ceremony. And it is indeed a pride and adds to our joy that AIU's South Zone VCs meet is hosted by Andhra University. Once again, hearty welcome to all of you. Established in the year 1926, Andhra University was led by three great visionaries, Sir Kattamanchi Ramalinga Reddy, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, and V.S. Krishna during the formative years. With such legacy of leadership, attaining and sustaining excellence has become the motto and ingrained into the culture of Andhra University. Blessed is the academic community that contributes to its growth. Andhra University has the distinction of having 5 Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar awardees, 2 Padma Vibhushan awardees, 1 Padma Bhushan awardee, 5 Padma Shri awardees with the recent addition of 2 in 2023 amongst its proud alumni. Nobel laureate C.V. Raman was closely associated with laying the research foundations in the physics department. Professor C.R. Rao, world-renowned statistician, was among the proud alumnus of Andhra University. The university is presently structured into 7 constituent colleges with 64 academic departments and 16 advanced research centers, catering to the needs of over 16,000 students on the campus with 1.2 lakh students from 234 affiliated colleges. In tune with the NEP 2020, Andhra University refreshed its purpose, particularly over the past 2 years, while generating human resources, aligning them to be socially relevant, industry ready, and globally connected. Emphasis is given to establish policies for innovation in line with the spirit of Make in India movement. A technology innovation hub by name AHUB has been established in 2021 as a Section 8 company in the premises of Andhra University, which so far has incubated 72 startups, out of which 18 of them moved into growth stage. NASCOM, Center for Excellence for Internet of Things and Machine Learning, has been established by Government of India, and it has incubated another 17 startups in the College of Engineering. Avanti Feeds, one of the largest shrimp exporters in India, has established a very high-end skill training center on the campus called AIU Avanti Skill Center to provide skill training relating to international aqua practices and farming. Zeniber, a food processing incubation cell and testing cell, is getting ready at Andhra University College of Science campus with the collaboration from Defense Food Research Laboratories, Mysore, and AP Food Society. A joint venture with a very big pharma major under a name called Element is formed in 2022, which would soon start its operation to work in drug research and pharmacy vertical. Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited established a special center in Andhra University by name called BioArbor, a medical genetics center to advance research in genetics. Similarly, one successful alumni from Canada has initiated a life sciences startup by name TCABS-E at the Zoology Department. Institutions Innovation Council, IIC, established at Andhra University under Ministry of HRD initiative to inculcate the culture of innovation. The one that has been established in Andhra University has achieved a 4-star ranking out of 5, 3 out of 411 participating institutions in India. Andhra University among the first 3 in the recently announced ranks from MHRD. St. Luke's, a music production unit, is establishing a world-class Dolby Atmos, a digital sound platform with a world-class studio to offer skill courses in sound engineering and to promote startups in music and sound. In collaboration with Indian Institute of Management, IIM Visakhapatnam, Andhra University initiated a new school called School of International Business, which offers management programs with entrepreneurship orientation under multi-entry and multi-exit mode as envisaged in NEP 2020 to facilitate two-way flow of ideas where the results can flow out to industry and also to be inbound to fuel research questions, university-industry linkages were taken up on mission mode with the direction from Honorable Governor, which resulted Andhra University to secure 18 chair professors in the last 2 years, including many from Navaratna companies such as IOCL. I am happy to share that this year, the international student strength on the campus of the university has reached a new benchmark, 1,000. And the university has become a hub for students from 54 different countries. US Embassy has set up an American corner in the university, and it is offering various training programs to women, in particular in STEM-related areas. Japanese corner is also functioning at Andhra University. A transdisciplinary research hub, first of its kind in India, has been established at Andhra University to promote interdisciplinary research, partnering with national, international bodies under emerging thrust areas. A digital repository of ancient knowledge has been created by scanning over 234,000 palm leaves consisting of text inscribed in Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Bengali, Pali, Kannada, Malayali, Granthi languages through digitalization, and it will be hosted today onto a cloud-side server by Honorable Governor to enable all the South Indian universities to work on its content. Let me assure all the participating Vice Chancellors and members of the AIU that Andhra University will be your strongest and most reliable partner in achievement of the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister to make India self-reliant, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Apart from your active participation to contribute under the sub-theme of discussion called Research and Excellence for Transformative Education for the next 2 days, may I also seek all the Vice Chancellors to spare your time to have a glimpse at the initiatives that are taken up at Andhra University over the last 2 years with a view to share your advice, expertise, and mentorship to move them to the next level. With this few lines of talk, I conclude offering pranams to Honorable Governor. Once again, welcome you all to Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny, and to Andhra University that has changed the destiny of many a stalwart. Jai Hind.
Address by Professor Suranjan Das, President, Association of Indian Universities.
His Excellency, the Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Bishwa Bhushan Harishandanji, the esteemed Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, Professor Reddy, the esteemed Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education of Andhra Pradesh, Professor Reddy, Dr. Pankaj Mittal, the Honorable Secretary General of the Association of Indian Universities, AIU's Vice President, Dr. G.D. Sharma, my esteemed predecessor, Dr. Thiruvasagam, esteemed Vice Chancellor colleagues attending this conference, other distinguished members of the House. Could I first say a very big thank you to Andhra University for hosting this meet. It is indeed in the fitness of things that Andhra University, blessed as it was by none other than Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, is hosting the Vice Chancellor's meet to discuss the issue of research excellence in transforming India's higher education system. There is no doubt, compared to the countries which won independence almost at the same time that India did, which in history we call the period of decolonization, India has contributed significantly to the enrichment of research excellence in all fields and disciplines. But it is also true that neither the contours of research nor research methodology is constant or static. It evolves with time, and at particular conjunctures it assumes different forms. At a moment when Indian higher education system is in a transformative mode, it is perhaps imperative to think in terms of new research agenda. And I would like to highlight a particular entry point in this context, which is related to the decolonizing of the Indian knowledge system. Colonialism in India did not merely imply economic and political domination by the British Raj, but it was accompanied by Western cultural hegemony, which resulted in a stultification of the indigenous knowledge system. To unfold this indigenous knowledge system, we have to consider how different frameworks, traditions, and knowledge projects can inform each other. Let me give some examples. I draw your attention to the criticism of caste and gender practices in India. But much of this criticism has come from an external point of view. That is to say, from the notion of individual freedom or individual liberalism as it prevails in the West. The difficulty is that this external critique can always be interpreted as a continuation of the dictum of white man's burden or the civilizing mission of the colonial regime. On the other hand, what is now required is to unfold the internal critiques of caste that had been voiced not within the paradigm of colonial criticism, but within the internal to the Indian society itself, but which had been submerged by colonial discourse. Again, take the case of the indigenous medical system, which had been subsumed by the introduction of Western medicine, but which, as recent scholars show, helped colonize the colonial body and hence strengthen the colonial regime. But this legacy of the indigenous medical world, whether the Unani or the Ayurvedic, needs to be recovered. Again, take the thoughts of Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, or Swami Vivekananda. They can certainly be researched as models of alternative modernity, as a juxtaposition to Western notion of modernity. In our decolonization of the research agenda, the other crucial aspect is to foster the cultivation of knowledge through vernacular and indigenous languages. The imposition of English language in India resulted in the bifurcation of the world of Indian education into two: A, the English or European language-based education, and B, the indigenous language-based education. But as we go in for decolonization, this dichotomy needs to be broken through an active bilingualism in higher education, where researchers and teachers could operate fluently both in English and regional languages, so that even if language is different, the content need not necessarily be so separated. Our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore both underlined the importance of the pursuit of knowledge through vernacular mode. Gandhiji wrote, I quote, "Our language is a reflection of ourselves, and if you tell me that our languages are too poor to express the best of thought, then I say that the sooner we are wiped out of existence, the better for us," unquote. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, echoing a similar sentiment, wrote, I quote, "We in India must make up our minds that we cannot borrow other people's history, and that if we stifle our own, we are committing suicide. When you borrow things that do not belong to your life, they only serve to crush your life," unquote. Nevertheless, I would like to assert that decolonization of the knowledge system cannot simply mean archaism, or that everything in the past was golden, or a complete return to what existed before colonialism in the realm of education. But decolonization of the research agenda requires us to deconstruct the knowledge that had been transmitted through the prism of colonialism, based on the methodology of learning to know and learning to think. While I conclude in stressing the significance of unfolding a scientific unfolding of indigenous knowledge system, it is perhaps pertinent to point out that this exercise will be time-consuming and difficult. This is because our higher educational institutions exist in a global economy of knowledge with a definite hegemonic structure, reflecting hierarchies of race, class, and gender, which is shaped by the power relations between the former colonial powers, which constitute the global north, and the former colonized states, which constitute the global south. The breaking of these dialectics in the global world of knowledge is necessary to reconstruct the indigenous knowledge system of the colonized world, be it in India or Spanish Latin America or French and British Africa. Although this is a difficult and time-consuming process, we need to make a beginning, remembering Sri Aurobindo's remark, and I quote, Every teacher should bear in mind that nothing can be taught, but everything can be learned, unquote. And I'm sure that the present Vice Chancellor Smith will provide an important entry point to this process. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir. Now address by Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education.
Honorable Chancellor of AP State Public Universities and Governor of Andhra Pradesh State, His Excellency Shri Bishwabhushan Harichandanji, the President of Association of Indian Universities, Professor Suranjan Das ji, the Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, Dr. Pankaj Mittal ji, my good friend, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the Centenarian University, Professor PVGD Prasad Reddy garu, Shri R.P. Sisodia ji, the Special Chief Secretary to Honorable Governor, distinguished academic leaders and Vice Chancellors from the South Indian states, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, press and media, very good morning. And at the outset, on my own behalf, on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh and also on behalf of the Andhra University, I extend a very warm welcome to the legendary personalities into this campus. It is exciting to meet so many academic administrators, academicians par excellence under one roof. And the Association of Indian Universities has taken up a right theme for a discussion. And next 2 days, today and tomorrow, we'll be discussing on the transformative higher education, particularly with an emphasis on research. I think it's my duty to introduce higher education ecosystem of Andhra Pradesh before we actually plunge into action and start discussing about what's happening in the research front of higher education. Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, we are in transformative years. I don't know, long back, 36 years back, there was a national education policy, and we almost forgot that there is an education policy for this country until the new education policy has kick-started a discussion in 2020. I think that is the starting point. Everyone started discussing about the direction in which the higher education should be going. At this point of time, Andhra Pradesh is so blessed with the right leadership at this point of time. We have an erudite scholar as our Honorable Governor and an young and dynamic Chief Minister who has a vision for the youth of this state. With the blessings of these two people, we started reforming the entire higher education. I'll just very quickly as I can, take you through the plethora of reforms that we have initiated in the last 3 years. Before actually, is this one? Let me introduce the size of higher education in Andhra Pradesh. We have 53 universities. This include state-funded. We are 24 state-funded universities. We have deemed to be universities. We have 8 private universities. We have quite a few specialized universities. In all, it is 53. And the number of colleges, we have 2,601. And the recent higher education, All Indian Survey of Higher Education reveals that we have 49 institutions for lack of population. And the number of students, we are very close to 1.5 million. And female students are slightly behind. Our gender parity index in 18-19 was 0.81, We moved to 0.94 in the recently published All Indian Survey of Higher Education. And the gross enrollment ratio, we have made a few big strides in this direction. And from 27.4, we are now 37.2 in the recent All Indian Survey of Higher Education. And I said gender parity index, we jumped from 0.81 to 0.84. That's a huge distance we have covered. And in terms of the vision for the higher education, I'm talking about the vision of AP State Council of Higher Education, which is no different from the vision of the government of Andhra Pradesh. And we are working on the 4 salient points: accessible, equitable, and inclusive and quality education. And we are promoting 5 goals in higher education: quality learning, skills and competencies, social consciousness, employment and entrepreneurship, and producing global citizenship. This may not be the right time for me to introduce all the initiatives that we have taken. We have established a quality assurance cell, and we have established for the first time a higher education planning board. I'm sure it will attract the attention of many academic administrators here. We brought in the central and state-funded institution heads under one roof. We called it as Higher Education Planning Board. We have decided to meet thrice in a year and discuss various pertinent issues related to higher education. Hitherto, the centrally funded institutions were in their own isolation, but today we are exchanging very effectively between us, and we are sharing the best practices, we are sharing the resources. The whole state has been divided into 5 regional clusters, and we have brought in a specific region, the central and state-funded institutions, multidisciplinary universities to come together, exchange their knowledge, paving way for multidisciplinary research. We also have established a state research board in the AP State Council of Higher Education, first of its kind initiative to augment research in the state of Andhra Pradesh and to handhold the universities and individual researchers, connect them to the funding agencies and national, international research laboratories. Also, we said social consciousness is one of our goal, and we have for the first time established Board for Community Development through Education. This is an exclusive board. We have established 553 entrepreneurship incubation startup centers, a robust learning management system. We have an Industry Institute Connect portal, and all admissions happening in Andhra Pradesh are through online through a single window, right from UG to PhD. And that's how we brought in transparency into admissions into higher education system. Equitable and inclusive higher education, one of the major agenda of national education policy. Let me tell you, Andhra Pradesh is the only state in this country to completely reimburse the tuition fee of all the eligible students. Let me present it that way. 87% of my 1.5 million pursuing higher education in Andhra Pradesh are receiving free education. They don't pay even a single rupee from their pocket. On top of it, we reimburse 20,000 rupees as their maintenance scholarship per each student, irrespective of whether they stay in hostel or they commute as a day scholar. 20,000 rupees to support themselves without depending on their families. I should say Andhra Pradesh has paved way for a new dimension, liberalizing, making higher education also at free of cost. 11,26,000 students are pursuing free education in Andhra Pradesh at this point of time. In the last 3 years, we have spent 12,000 crores only on these 2 schemes, Jagananna Vidya Divana, Jagananna Vasat Divana. These 2 are the scholarship schemes that we are doing. We did not stop there. Whoever wants to pursue higher education in internationally reputed institutions, we coined a scheme called Jagananna Videshi Vidya Divana. Whoever joins QS 100 ranked universities across the world, 100% of the tuition fee to a maximum of 1 crore of rupees, the government of Andhra Pradesh reimburses. It's free of cost. And whoever joins between 101 and 200 QS ranked universities will reimburse 50% of their tuition fee to a tune of 50 lakh rupees. I think I have a limited time. And let me tell you the result of these two schemes, comparing between 1819 and the 2021 AIU data. Look at the sectors in which the GER percentage has been increased. The saffron stands for national averages and blue stands for Andhra Pradesh. And every sector, look at the female growth rate in GER percentages, 24.13 against the nation's growth rate of 5.68. SC, 16.26 against national growth rate of 0.43 between these 2 years. And moving on, is someone operating? Yep. Yeah. This is an interesting, data that you all should go through. Now, my slippage between those who pass intermediate and who are taking admissions in UG programs, undergraduate programs. Look at it, we started with 80,000 students passing intermediate, not getting admitted in any college in 1819. And today, the drop is only 22,000. I attribute everything to these schemes that we have initiated with a strong intention to promote, inclusive growth in higher education. Today, out of 4 lakh students who are passing intermediate, we have only 22,000 dropouts who are not accounted for. Remaining are all in higher education institutions. Andhra is the first state to take a big step in implementing NEP. Thanks to our Honorable Governor, every year he is calling for the Vice Chancellor's meet. And without any exception, he is meticulously planning the higher education progress in the state of Andhra Pradesh. I'm very happy to inform you that we have almost implemented 80% of the components of NEP. The NEP was rolled out sometime in mid-2020, and we also, around the same time, rolled out our new redesigned curriculum. We are the first state to implement 4-year degree program in UG, conventional programs like BA, BCom, BSc. And we brought in plethora of reforms in terms of flexibility, everything. And we have introduced 10 months of mandatory internship for our students, BA, BCom, BSc, engineering, pharmacy, everything. I must tell you, 1.94 lakh students underwent internship in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Entire government is supporting us through us. We have completely went on a blended mode, and digitalization is the priority at this point of time. We have achieved 1.5 lakh certifications in the last 1 year. We all pursued the virtual mode, and of this 1.5 lakh certifications, we have achieved 83,000 are from Microsoft alone. The placement record is going, and we started in 1819 with 37,000. In the last year, we have achieved 85,000 campus placements. Average salary is also almost doubled. And my dear friends, these are some of the reforms. For want of time, I couldn't take further time to take you through. Maybe in the sessions to follow, probably I'll inform you the reforms that we have initiated. But we are so happy under the esteemed and able guidance of Honorable Governor of the State of Andhra Pradesh and Honorable Chief Minister. We are progressing well. Andhra Pradesh definitely is ready for any kind of experimentation. My appeal to Association of Indian Universities, maybe if you want to initiate any reform, if you want to try it, please, Andhra Pradesh always welcomes you here. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present a few facts about Andhra Pradesh higher education. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have release of the special issue of Association of Indian Universities, News of the University, followed by button press to upload digitalized ancient Talapatras onto cloud server by the Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request Dr. Rama Devi Pani, Editor, University News, to join the occasion, and also Professor Venkatesh Warlu, Honorary Director, Honorary Librarian of V.S. Krishna Library, to join the release of the special issue of Association of Indian Universities, News of the University, Now button press to upload digitalized ancient Talapatras onto cloud server by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh. I request the Registrar of Andhra University also join. With a press of a button, all the digitalized ancient Talapatras are being uploaded now onto cloud. These are available for further research. The moment is here. Now, addressed by the chief guest, Sri Biswa Bhushan Harichandan Ji, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh.
Professor K. Hemchand Reddy, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education, Professor Suranjan Das, President, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, Professor P.V. G.D. Prasad Reddy, Vice Chancellor, Andhra University, ladies and gentlemen, members of the print and electronic media, my warm greetings to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in the South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet on Research and Excellence for Transformative Higher Education, organized by the Association of Indian Universities here today at Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. The Association of Indian Universities is one of the premier apex higher education institutes of the country, established in 1925. It is a research-based policy advisory institution to the Government of India in the field of higher education, sports and culture in the country, and has been played a vital role in shaping India's higher education in the country. Today, India is poised at the threshold of regaining her place as a knowledge superpower and a leader with a distinction. It is now one of the fast developing countries in the world, which has driven growth, improved education, created resources, created jobs, increased healthcare, and is working diligently on the fronts towards becoming a superpower. According to NASSCOM, India's startup ecosystem is third in largest in the world after US and UK, and is one of the fast growing with a total number of 80,152 officially recognized startup as of 2022. The Government of India is taking all necessary measures to nurture the talent of the country and exploit India's demographic dividend to prepare both the youth as well as the country to be at the forefront of the development and at the leading edge of the accomplishments. Higher education is the most potent vehicle for development of the nation, and it is a capital investment in the countries all over the world, especially after the emergence of the new world economic order. Higher education is of paramount importance as it assumes the primary responsibility for preparing future leaders with advanced knowledge and skills who shoulder the task of nation building and contribute to the socio-economic development. Therefore, the quality of higher education and its efficient delivery of the cardinal importance. I consider the theme of today's meet, research and excellence for transformative higher education, as both apt and important in the context of transformational change in the HEIS in the country, envisaged as part of the National Education Policy 2020. Research is one of the weakest dimensions of the Indian higher education system. In fact, it has become a victim of policy paralysis. The neglect of research in higher education has led to very low research intensity. Almost 95% of the Indian universities end up as teaching universities. This is primarily because of the low priority accorded in many Indian universities, barring a few, and secondly, due to financial crisis. Until very recently, Indian policies of the development of priorities have never been in favor of promoting and sustaining general purpose research and development activities either through public expenditure or encouraging private investment or fostering a combination of the two. In contrast, the policy measures increase research intensity in the universities and nurture them to attain world-class standards. In China, South Korea, Singapore, and Japan have been a part of their respective national innovation strategies since the 1990. Such policies enable them to be listed in the world's top 100 universities, remarking in recent years. India could not register even one university among the top-ranking universities in the world ranking. India also lacks in the number of patents and publications produced. According to 2017 report of the World Intellectual Property Organization, 13.82 lakh patent applications were registered by China, 6.07 lakhs by USA, and a mere 0.47 lakh in India, of which approximately 68% were made by non-resident Indians. The number of the researchers per lakh of the population is only 15 in India, compared to 111 in China, 423 in United States, and 825 in Israel. The National Education Policy 2020 envisions a comprehensive approach to transforming the quality and quantity of research in India. To catalyze quality research in the nation, National Education Policy 2020 has recommended the establishment of a National Research Foundation. The NRF will provide reliable, merit-based, and equitable peer-reviewed research funding, helping to develop a culture of research in the country. The NRF will competitively fund research in all disciplines. NRF will operate with a unique hub and spoke model with the national mission projects as hubs and a network of interconnected institutions, innovations, and research councils located across identified higher education institutions as spokes. There will be 25 NFPs, and each NMFP will be attached to 80 IIRCs within its proximity. Thus, a total of 2,000 IIRCs will be established within 25 NMFPs. Government-level initiatives can help in improvement of research only to some extent. These measures can fructify only when the institutional level initiatives are taken by vice chancellors. To improve research quality in universities, the vice chancellors need to take the initiative to develop cognitive or critical thinking among the students and develop a culture and mindset of research. They need to provide funds and access to the latest infrastructure to research. Most importantly, they should continuously monitor the outcomes of research and channelize the research result for social use and to establish commercial ventures. Then only the efforts of the research scholars will yield the desired result. I wish this zone vice chancellors made a great success. I hope that key tangible recommendation would emerge from the today's meet, which can help the HIS, the government, and the apex bodies of higher education of the southern region and go a long way to ensure effective internationalization of higher education. This is my speech regarding our universities and the research position must have disappointed you. Disappointed the educationists, the students, the vice chancellors. But you take it as a challenge, not like as a disappointment. as the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi has said, had given a call for Atmanirbhar Bharat, which had been shown during the COVID-19 pandemic. And at that time, as you know, he has given a call to the scientists that you go ahead, save your nation, save the humanity. And what spectacular work our scientists have done, you know. We have not only controlled the pandemic situation inside the country, which is with a population of 130 crores, but we had given our vaccines to 50 other countries free and to the other countries on commercial basis. And so for the doctors and our staff who are associated with the doctors, Narendra Modi said, you are a frontline warriors of the nation. The nation is in great danger of this COVID-19 pandemic. You know, lakhs of people are dying every day in the world. And it is you alone who can make all sorts of sacrifices and save the nation. And spectacular work has been done in India. Even the entire world, people are thinking, people are in a position that how to control the situation. Even like in countries like America and UK, China has gone to the worst situation, as you know. India was in a comfortable position because of the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister. Prime Minister has given another call. He said, we have to develop in the matter of research. Therefore, he said, Jaya Anusandhan. If I go back to the date of Shastriji, when he was the Prime Minister, when there was Pakistan, war with Pakistan, he had given a call, Jai Kisan, Jai Jawan. Ask the Jawan to fight for the country and keep the flag of the country high. And what happened? Pakistan was going to fall within a week. The Kisans, who are the producers, asked them, don't leave an inch of land. Produce food because country is in danger. Therefore, those calls are still we are remembering. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. And thereafter, people are saying India is a weak country. When Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister, in 1998, he made the first atomic test on 11th May, 1980 at Rajasthan, at Pokhran. The so-called big powers of the world pounced upon him and said, Vajpayee, you cannot have any atomic test. You have no such right. That was 11th May. Vajpayee did not say anything. 2 days thereafter, he made another 3 atomic tests and proudly said that India is now an atomic power of the world. And our policies, we have absolutely no intention of attacking any other country. But no country will now venture to attack India. And thereafter the entire situation has changed. There is economic sanction on India by the big powers. But Vajpayee said, standing on my own soil, I tell the entire world that we will build our own nation by our own effort, by our own labor, by our own manpower. And for this strong stand, the entire situation has changed. Within 6 months, these big powers, they had to yield it. And the first invitation was from USA. And the President of America, while meeting Vajpayee in America, when he invited him, he said, the problem facing the world cannot be solved without India, without such a big leader like Vajpayee. Vajpayee added, joy began, because that was the success of began this atomic test. And now our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he has added Anusandhan, joy Anusandhan, research, because the great menace has been posed to the world, to the entire humanity by COVID-19 pandemic. At that time, he has given this call. He has given the call to the scientists, to the doctors, and the vice chancellors of the universities. You are all great educationists. You are building the future of this nation. Who will be in different places, will be scientists, doctors, or in different fields. Look to the nation. Be proud of your nation. Be proud of the society. And the vice chancellors, it is a challenge for you. You are educationist. You are building the career of such persons who will be the builders of the nation. And therefore, it is my great privilege to address the vice chancellors of the universities and other intellectuals here in this meeting. Now, there is a big challenge before the country, and as you know, India is now in a position to have the interfered in different matters, who played a key role in different matters. As you know, I don't like to discuss about that position as like this Russo-Ukraine war. In spite of all the pressures put on the Prime Minister by America and also Russia, both the blocs, to support them, we stand firm. We said, no, this is not the era of war. Let us talk peace. What war will give you? Bloodshed. Sacrificing lakhs of life. The economy of the world will be crippled by war. This will be the contribution to the world. So, we want peace. Therefore, he did not take any side. And he is the only leader who talked with both the president of Russia and the president of Ukraine. And therefore, I call upon you, the vice chancellors especially of the universities, to build your students, build who will be the future builders of the country, and think that the call now given by the Honorable Prime Minister, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Let us be Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the inspiring words. Now we'll move on to felicitation of Honorable Governor. Shall we all stand on our feet with reverence and respect, and the Vice Chancellor of Andhra University, on behalf of the university and on behalf of all the Vice Chancellor present here. Now Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education, Chairman Professor Hemchandra Reddy ji, also a present from Association of Indian Universities, thank you. You may kindly be seated. Now we came to the end of the program. Vote of thanks by Professor K. Ramji, Nodal Officer, Association of Indian Universities, South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 2022-23.
I feel honored and privileged to get the opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion. First, I would like to thank His Excellency Sri Bishwabhushan Harichandan ji, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, for accepting as a chief guest for the South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 22-23 hosted by Andhra University, and also profusely thank for delivering inaugural address and release of the special issue of AIU University News, followed by upload of digitized ancient Talpatras onto the cloud server. We thank profoundly our Honorable Chief Guest for sparing his invaluable time to grace this occasion, and also for enlightening us with his inspirational thoughts and commendable inaugural address on the theme of this event. I express our sincere thanks and gratitude to Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy, Chairman APSI, for accepting our invitation and for being with us as a guest of honor, and for his thought-provoking speech towards focus of transformative higher education in tune with National Education Policy 2020 specific to Andhra Pradesh. We will ever remain grateful to you, sir, and we thank you for being with us today. We are particularly thankful to all AIU officials, Professor Suranjan Das, President AIU and Vice Chancellor Jadavpur University, Calcutta, and Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice President AIU and Vice Chancellor USM Meghalaya, and Dr. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General AIU, for their valuable messages which have truly inspired gathering. On behalf of Andhra University, we thank AIU for providing an opportunity to host this prestigious event at Andhra University. Our heartfelt thanks are due to all other members of AIU being present here on this occasion and for their continuous support, guidance and encouragement. My special thanks are due to Sri R.P. Shishodia, IAS, Special Chief Secretary to Governor of Andhra Pradesh, for his gracious presence and all the logistic support from Rajbhavan. I also thank all Vice Chancellors, Directors of South Zone, Session Chairs, Co-Chairs, invited speakers. Words are not enough to thank their constant support and participation to shape the present South Zone meet. I convey deep regards and hearty thanks to our Honorable Dynamic Vice Chancellor, Professor P.V. Prasad Reddy for his vision, constant help, and guidance that radiated the energy level of the organizing committee and among all stakeholders of Andhra University. I am also thankful to the Rector, Professor K. Samata, Registrar, Professor V. Krishnamohan for their valuable support. They helped us in obtaining the necessary administrative approval for organizing this event in our campus. They supported in all possible manner to organize the South Zone VC's meet. My special thanks are due to Professor B. Mohan Venkatram, coordinator of this event, whose association and contribution has been immense. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling month in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated committees and volunteers, without whose support this event not been possible. Thank you very much again. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of the task beyond their comfort zones. I am very much thankful to all the sponsoring agencies from academia and industry. It would have been impossible to organize it without their support. I am very thankful to all our EC members, principals, deans, faculty colleagues, supporting staff, student volunteers, and the entire family of Andhra University who always stand by us and motivate us. I feel proud and thank you for making this event a successful one. At this end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank print and electronic media for their wide coverage and support. Thanks to all of you for making this inaugural function a grand success. Have a wonderful stay at Visakhapatnam. Finally, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for having with us, and invite you to join us in the ensuing sessions of the South Zone Vice Chancellor's Meet. Thank you very much.
Shall we all stand on our feet for national anthem? Please be informed there is a group photograph immediately after that.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Just for a minute, I request all the participating Vice Chancellors to get onto the stage quickly to take a photograph as a token of remembrance. May I humbly request the dignitaries. Yeah, please be seated. Remaining people, please be seated. I request all the Vice Chancellors, please come on to the dais to take a photograph with the chief guest and other dignitaries as a token of remembrance. Thank you for your cooperation. And I also request the dignitaries from AIU and also from APSCI to please come onto the dais to have a group photograph. After that, there will be a session, interface with officers from apex bodies for the Vice Chancellors, and the remaining will go for the lunch at Sagarika. Please be informed again. I request all the Vice Chancellors to take their positions as quickly as possible. I request the remaining dignitaries who were sitting earlier to sit in their respective chairs. After this, there will be a session for the Vice Chancellors, and all the remaining attendees here will go for lunch at Sagarika 1 and 2. After that, we will have Transdisciplinary Research Hub delegates here. And all the Vice Chancellors will join lunch in the same premises. I am again informing you, you need to go to my right to go out and just move towards right to find Sagarika Hall 1 and 2. We'll have a delicious lunch. And I request everyone to be seated for a moment until the chief guest leaves the hall. I request everyone to please sit in your respective places just for a moment. Then we all can have lunch. Yeah, I request the distinguished guests all the Vice Chancellors who are present on the dais will stay for the next session, interface with officers from apex bodies. The chairperson will be Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice President AIU and Vice Chancellor USTM Meghalaya. Co-Chair Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General of AIU. And speakers, representative of AICTE, Dr. P.R. Patil, South Central Regional Office, Hyderabad. Chairman APSCI, Professor K. Ramachandra Reddy. Representative of NAC, Dr. Jagannath Patil. Advisor NAC, Dr. Mrs. Lena, Deputy Advisor NAC, will be joining online. And representative of ICAR, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, DDG, ICAR, will also be joining online. All the remaining attendees, please have lunch immediately after this photograph at Sagarika. Please move on to my right, and you'll find two beautiful halls there. All the Vice Chancellors and dignitaries from AIU will stay back here for a session, interface with officers from apex bodies. I also acknowledge the presence of the Executive Council members of Andhra University, Dr. P. A. Supadam Garu, Girija Agustin Garu, and other members, Devi ma'am. Please be informed once again, there will be a session immediately after this photograph, interface with officers from apex bodies. This will be the first session in this Association of Indian Universities South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 2022-23 on research and excellence in higher education. The other attendees may join lunch immediately after this photograph. To my right, you find two halls. For all the Vice Chancellors, we'll have lunch in the same premises. Just beside this hall, we have a beautiful hall for the dining. But that will be after the session, interface with officers from apex bodies. Thank you for all your cooperation. I invite Director IIM Visakhapatnam onto the dais, please, to join the photograph. And also IIP Director, please, may I humbly request you to please join the group photograph. Thank you, sir. I request all the Vice Chancellors to take positions. for the group photograph. Association of Indian Universities, South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 2022-23 on research and excellence in higher education. Through blended mode, many are joining online and watching this program online, hosted by the prestigious historic Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. May I request the dignitaries to take positions for the group photograph. May I request the principals and the EC members of this university to please join the dais. For a photograph. There will be a session immediately after this photograph on interface with officers from apex bodies. All the principals and deans of Andhra University, along with executive council members, joining for a photograph. All the respected Vice Chancellor, we are starting the session interface with officers from apex bodies. I request the Chairperson, Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice President AIU and VC USTM Meghalaya, and Co-Chair Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General of AIU, to please come on to the dais for the first session. I request all the Vice Chancellors to take their positions, please. I humbly request all the respected vice chancellors and the directors of national institutions, vice chancellors of state and deemed to be a university, to take their respective positions. I invite the speakers of this session, representative of AICTE, Dr. P.R. Patil, South Central Regional Office, Hyderabad, Chairman APSCI, Professor K. Hamchandra Reddy, representative of NAC, Dr. Jagannath Patil, advisor NAC, Dr. Mrs. Lena, deputy advisor NAC. She will be joining online. I request the technical team to connect online so that speakers will join online. And representative of ICAR, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, DDG ICAR, will also be joining online. As we are running out of time, may I humbly request all the vice chancellors once again to take their positions for the next session, interface with officers from apex bodies. Once again, I am requesting all the vice chancellors to take their respective positions. Please, we are running out of time. And the other dignitaries, because we are starting the session, interface with officers from apex bodies. I hand over this session to Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice President AIU, and co-chair Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittalji. Thank you. May I request once again all the vice chancellors and the directors who are participating in this South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 2022-23 on research and excellence in higher education. May I humbly request you once again, as we are running out of time, to please sit at your respective places. Now I am handing over version of this session, Professor G.D. Sarmaji and co-chair Dr. Pankaj Mittalji.
Thank you very much. I'll be very, very brief. See, this particular session interface with the officers from apex bodies, we are keeping because many times many of the vice chancellors, they have many queries relating to bodies like NAC, AICT, UGC, ICAR. So here we are requesting the official senior officers from these apex bodies to come and give their presentation on what is new happening in these institutions, like what is happening new in AICT or NAC or ICAR. So they will be apprising you of what all is happening, and if you have any queries, they will be available to answer your queries also. So because we are already getting late, we won't be taking more time. I'll be requesting Dr. P.R. Patil, representative of, NAC. Okay, sorry, because the NAC person has to go. So I'll be requesting the representative of NAC, Dr. Jagannath Patil, who is the advisor in NAC, to please carry on with his presentation. Thank you.
Two or 3 minutes to give a quick introduction to this presentation and to let you know what is happening. Just a query, IT support, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine, thank you. So it's my great pleasure to represent National Assessment and Accreditation Council here in this important important platform given by the Association of Indian Universities, South Zone Vice Chancellors meet. And as was pointed out by Dr. Pankaj Mittalji, the purpose is to give a brief updates of developments happening with our institute. And as you are aware, NAC has been continuously updating its tools, methodologies, and processes based on the stakeholders. And these days are the days when NAC is very intensively carrying out various reforms in its processes. All of you are aware that in 2017, we initiated a big reform. It was a paradigm shift in terms of approach and philosophy of accreditation itself when we introduced the revised accreditation framework. The revised accreditation framework is unique in a sense that it combines the quantitative parameters along with qualitative parameters, quantitative and qualitative parameters coming together and further integrated with the feedback from the stakeholders, including students. So it is a very holistic tool that we have devised as a revised accreditation framework. It is a benchmark-based, data-driven quality assessment tool, and now it has almost completed 5 years. My colleague Dr. Leena will be giving you a glimpse of the various changes, but I will just touch upon one or two, which I think are very important to bring it to the notice of Honorable Vice Chancellors and the heads of institution, is that we have now disclosed the benchmarks for evaluation. The key part of entire our evaluation system now, which is operational since 2017, is benchmark-based evaluation. So those benchmarks were designed by us in 2017 itself when the system was launched. But those benchmarks were kept confidential as of now for the stakeholders. And in a recent decision taken by the Executive Council, it is decided that we will disclose those benchmarks. So accordingly, the benchmarks that we have set for affiliated colleges, autonomous colleges, and even for the universities are now available in a public domain on a NAC website. In addition to this is a very important point in a say that now every university, every college or higher education institution has a very clear picture in mind if they want to achieve certain targets, if they want to reach certain goal in terms of accreditation, say A++ or A+ or A, they know now very much from the NAC instrument and NAC benchmark that where they have to reach. And they can plan for the next 5 years if they are due after 5 years or 4 years or something like that. And not only planning for the NAC's grade, it can also help them for their internal resource allocation, planning, and prioritizing their funds and other action areas. Even that can extend beyond the university. Universities in a similar setup can actually come together and form the benchmarking groups, circles, and benchmark with each other, set targets for them annual basis or periodical basis, and review their performance. So this is a wonderful thing that I believe has happened, and this is an opportunity for every university to use this tool for the quality transformation. And I'm going to stop here and request my colleague Dr. Leena ji to take you through other salient developments that are happening at NAC. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Patil. Thank you very much for giving the overview of what is happening to the happening in NAC. I think my presentation is visible. It is full screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Honorable Chairperson of the session, Dr. J.D. Sharma, Co-Chair Dr. Pankaj Mittalji, my colleague Dr. Patil, other Vice Chancellors, we are here to bring to your kind notice about the recent initiatives taken by NAC in strengthening the accreditation system. The few of the things are been already quoted by Dr. Patil. As you are aware of the revised accreditation framework, it is based on the criterias, and all these criterias are, similar to the 5 elements which are required for the growth of living being. Similarly, we believe that the educational institution is a living entity. So based upon the, criterias which have been further delineated or divided into various metrics, such as the qualitative metrics and the quantitative metrics are defined by certain key indicators. I am giving a glance of how and all the various key indicators, qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics for various type of institutions, they are there. From 1st of June 2022, NAC has launched with the affiliated constituent college manual, wherein we have reduced the burden of the documentation and the number of metrics, they are also been reduced. There are 6 initiatives taken up by NAC. First of all, the exclusive and specialized manuals we have launched. So also we find that there is a fear to, submit as well as filling up of SSR. So NAC has come out with a SSR mock test, which is hosted on the NAC website. As we are aware of, nation is ready to implement national education policy. So some of the guidelines to incorporate or make the institution ready for national education policy, the questions related to those, they are also included there. Then another initiatives are about bringing the higher education institutions in the ambit of accreditation. We have launched with the Margadarshan, that is mentor-mentee scheme. Handholding programs pan-India in various states, they are being organized. And so also we are encouraging the institution to go for the electoral literacy. As I told you that in affiliated constituent colleges manual, we have reduced the load. We have just 55 metrics. So also we are trying to rationalize and simplify our manuals related to autonomous and university. We are also incorporating in the SSR on the portal that what and all are the documents which would be required to suffice the claims of the institution for a particular question. Already stated by Dr. Patil that we have disclosed the benchmark so that institution will now know what would be their part to reach the goal. So also we have disclosed the benchmarks for the university and autonomous colleges, which would be effective from 1st of February. To make aware of the whole process of NAC, we have translated the manuals in Hindi. Rationalization of standard operating procedures are also there. Looking into the diversity of higher education institution pan-India, we know that the functioning of the institution differ from the type of institution, isn't it? So we have almost 15 manuals which will suit to the typical type of institution. As I said, SSR mock test, it is available. We request all the vice chancellors present over here that they should, inspire the institution affiliated to their university to log in onto the NAC website and have a mock test on for the SSR non-accredited institutions. What I said was about the Margadarshan scheme, that is a Margadarshan Evam Gunvatta Savardhan Pehel, wherein we are, inspiring the accredited institution to come forward and handhold with the mentee institution so that they can guide the non-accredited institutions and together we go so that the entire scenario of accreditation pan-India, it will change. NAC is also taking an initiative meeting the SLQSC officers, higher education departments and university IQSC chairmen, and we are conducting various handholding programs about the awareness of A&A process and make the things easy so that all the institution come forward. What I told was about institutional preparedness for NEP. In a descriptive 500 words, we are asking the institution the questions related to how they are applying the multidisciplinary education in their institution, then how they have initiated so that the academic bank of credits will be available, skill development, appropriate integration of Indian knowledge system, focus on outcome-based education, distance education, like that. Also, we have the metric related to institutional initiatives for the electoral literacy, just a glimpse of that particular slide. And you already are aware that there are various initiatives being taken by NAC. We have strengthened our ICT, then various series of national webinars, pan-India we have conducted since COVID-19. Then various online, offline orientation programs, interactive sessions with the stakeholders to make them, comfortable to come forward for the assessment accreditation. The NAC's process documentary is also prepared. We sponsor the accredited institution with the financial assistance so that they can conduct seminars, workshop, or or awareness programs. Then NAC video tutorial for various processes of NAC, it is also been prepared. Then assessors orientation program, physical mode as well as the virtual mode module we have also prepared. Any query raised by the institution would be addressed within 48 hours, that is the guarantee, and it is possible just because of issue management software which is available on the portal for the institutions. Then centralized complaint management committees, if some institution is aggrieved or some institution has a complaint over, then it would be resolved by the committee which we call it as a centralized complaint management committee. So this is all related to what I said about the various earlier initiatives of NAC. Here are some of the glimpses I am put forth in front of you. I just want to bring to your kind notice about the overall, accreditation status pan-India. I have just a week before I have taken this status. For 2 decades, NAC has been, operating as an accreditation agency. So 15,572 institutions as of now in various cycles are being accredited by NAC. As this meet is confined to the southern region, so this is the statistics I would like to show in front of you. Depending upon the various type of institution, almost 1,424 institutions as of now, they have come in the ambit of accreditation. And if you look into the grading pattern of the southern region, then this is what is the grading pattern. Almost 66 institutions, they are A+ graded, 198 institutions, they are A graded, and 249 they are A grade. So this is how the grading pattern could be seen from the statistics. So thank you very much. Due to short of time, I have to run. It was a marathon giving the glimpses. आओ हम सब मिलकर भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाएं. Thank you very much. Over to Dr. Patil for some other things he would like to share with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Leena ji, for sharing the presentation. I'll just take 1 minute to use this opportunity to appeal to the Honorable Vice Chancellors for a few things that NAC is looking forward to in terms of taking forward the quality movement. Number 1 is request those who are affiliating university vice chancellors, we request that as many colleges, affiliated colleges or autonomous colleges within your jurisdiction, we request you to kindly handhold them, mentor them, and encourage them to come for assessment and accreditation, because this is one topic that we frequently hear when we have a meeting with higher authorities in Delhi with ministry or PMO or NITI Aayog. that percentage, overall percentage of accreditation of colleges within a country is not good. It is still hovering around 25 to 30%. So 75% colleges we are yet to accredit. So I think it is possible with help of the vice chancellors of the affiliating universities. So we have this Margadarshan scheme that you can avail, or even otherwise as a as the leader of the colleges in your university, we request you to encourage the institutions to come forward. Another initiative NAC is taking about the data verification and validation process, wherein now we have recently started involving the central institutions, central universities and the institutes of national importance as a DVV partner. So data evaluation centers, we are looking to set up at different universities in the country, particularly central universities or institutes of national importance. So any university having that capacity or willingness are requested to also come forward. So with these few things, I thank the organizers for inviting NAC for the presentation and look forward to any questions in the after hearing from the other apex bodies. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jagannath Patel ji, Advisor NEC, and Dr. Mrs. Leena Gahane ji, Deputy Advisor NEC, giving so nicely about the criteria and also the new modifications done recently by NEC. The continuous upgradation, bringing different systems of assessment and accreditation by NEC, and also creating awareness by NEC helps the institutions that they know better that what are the changes taking place, and they can prepare themselves to not only maintain the quality of higher education, but also continuously to enhance the quality of higher education. Since this is the Conference of Vice Chancellors meeting in South Zone on research and excellence, which is an important aspect of NEC assessment and accreditation, and the recent modifications done by NEC are very much relevant to this particular aspect also, as well as the NEP 2020. Because in NEP 2020, the criteria which Madam has just shown indicates that many universities, they have already included these aspects in implementing 2020. Many universities are in the process of implementing. And if any doubt is there from our Vice Chancellors of the South Zone, they will ask the question to clarify any doubt if they have. Thank you very much. In last. So we invite the next speaker from AICT, Dr. P.R. Patil, Regional Officer and Assistant Director, South Central Regional Office, Hyderabad. Dr. P.R. Patil, please.
Respected Chairperson of this session, Professor G.D. Sharma, Vice President, AIU, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, USTM Meghalaya. Co-Chair, respected Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, AIU, all the dignitaries, speakers, and esteemed participants of this South Zone Vice Chancellors Meet 22-23. Good afternoon to one and all. First of all, I am thankful to the competent authorities of AICT who nominated me to represent this meet, and the organizer, Association of Indian Universities, and the host, Andhra University, who has given me the opportunity to interact with you on this platform. The theme of today's meet is Research and Excellence in Higher Education. So I request the IT team to please share the various quality initiative which is taken by the AICT in respect to the research and excellence in higher education. As we know, the research is nothing but the finding or developing solution to the problem, and to reach to the excellence in education, there are the certain criteria are there, like PDSA approach, that is plan, do, study and act. Various components are responsible for the reaching to the excellence in education by the action, articulation, alignment, analysis, that is the just 4A approach. For excellence in education, so there is a need of improving education process, motivation of student for the education, curriculum revision and development and improvement in the curriculum, reducing the cost of the education, total quality management, number of the parameters are there for reaching to the excellence in the education system. As we know, in line with the NEP 2020, AICT also has taken the many initiatives, out of which I request the IT team to please share the PPTs, that is quality initiatives in technical education adopted by AICTE. First one is the revision of curriculum. As we know, to reach to the excellence, there is the certain need of the revision in the curriculum, because as there is the demand in the society is going to change frequently. So to reach to the demand of the society, there must be a need of the revision in the curriculum, because there is we are living in the dynamic society, need of the society is going to be changed frequently. So accordingly, we have to adopt such change and revise the curriculum. So keeping in view, AICT has taken the initiative, that is revision of curriculum. Various disciplines are covered in the model curriculum, that is specifically artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, then quantum computing, blockchains, data science, cybersecurity, designs, augmented reality and virtual reality, 3D printing, etc. at the UG level as well as in the PG level. So model curriculum development of the institute and industry experts are also involved in that case, because as we know, for the development of curriculum, there is all the stakeholder must be taken into consideration, and whatever the demand of the society which is considered, and accordingly the AICT has developed the model curriculum, and many of the universities have also adopted the AICT model curriculum in their syllabus. There are various silent features of the new model curriculum are encourages innovation and research. That is the theme of the today's meet. That is, the curriculum has been developed by the AICT, keeping in a view of that to encourage the innovation as well as the research. Second is better hands-on experience, because as we are living in the world that there is the outcome-based education is there. So to reach to the international standard, there is that our graduate must be compete with the international standard, as well as he or she must have the hands-on experience, whatever he learned during is the course of study. Next is encourage problem-solving approach, because that problem-solving approach we encourages, ultimately it will be the first step of the development and to enter into the research activities. Next is flexibility in engineering disciplines.
Dr.
As we
Patil,
know,
I think all this we have already known. If something new is there, please come out.
Yes.
Because you have to finish in next 2-3 minutes.
Okay, madam. So next initiative is that AICT has considered, and in line with the NEP, AICT has introduced in the particular that regional languages courses. So to encourage the enrollment of the student in technical institutions, various regional language in which the courses has been introduced by the AICT, as well as there is the multiple entry, multiple exit approach has been also introduced by the AICT. so that there is once the particular student entered in the technical education, and if he or she is unable to continue the course, so after completion of the certain credits, he will able to get the certificate according to the curriculum he or she has completed. Means that has been also introduced in the that last year in academic year 22-23. Also, so to encourage the students in technical institution, as we know, the eligibility criteria for the lateral entry into the engineering institutes. So any branch of the diploma or polytechnics, he or she is eligible to get lateral entry as per the eligibility into the any branch of the engineering courses. That also has been introduced by the AIC. So in line with the NEP, AICT is also started the certain that particular program, that is the Karma, Kaushal Augmentation and Reality Restructuring Mission of AICT. Means to encourage the student of this school dropout, those who are studying in the technical institutions, so to get enrolled in that and to develop his skill. So for the skill development, that Karma scheme is introduced by the AICT to encourage the student to acquire their regional language knowledge and to make available the books for those students who has taken the admission in regional language courses. So the translation of the books by the AICT, that books are available to the students on the e-com portal of the AICT. That is also the major initiative taken by the AICT. Also to transfer that books which is available in English language to translate it into the different various languages of the country. So that is also the initiative taken by the AICT. With the help of the Ministry's Innovation Council, AICT has made mandatory that innovation council or innovation cell in each technical institute to promote the research and innovation in the technical institutions. That is also the one of the major initiatives which is taken by the AICT with the help of Ministry's Innovation Cell. Also, with the help of NEET Cell, the internship policy has been introduced by the AICT. That is mandatory internship to the student to get acquire with the industry knowledge during the course of study. So that mandatory internships has been introduced by the AICT. So to acquire and to get acquainted with the industry knowledge by the student during his course of study. That is also introduced. Next one is the mandatory student internship policy as well as the universal human value to inculcate the human value among the graduates after entry into the technical institutes. That also has been introduced by the AICT and which is mandatory. So these are the certain initiatives which is taken by the AICT. Along with all that, there is the various schemes are there for the student development, for the institutional development, for the faculty development, and other schemes like Karma and that particular scholarships for the PG candidate, scholarship for the girl or girls, that is Pragati scholarships, for the Divyang scholarship, that is the Success scholarship. Also, AICT has introduced the one of the scholarship for the student who lost their parent during the COVID. So AICT has also initiated that policy and that scholarship to provide the some financial assistance to the student who
Your voice.
Delhi. So there are the various initiatives taken by the AICT with the help of various cells which is present in the AICT. So with all, that is, thank you very much for giving me opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. P.R. Patel. You have, in a detailed presentation, made for all technical institutions. And I was just thinking that all these details you are already putting on your website, and technical institutions are also having access. But what is going to happen in future, that all these, some of the courses will also be available to general education. I think because we are still thinking in isolation, AICT working in isolation, UGC working in isolation. The objective of NEP 2020 is to bring together so that the general education students can have access to some of the technical courses. And the technology students can also have some of the courses of social sciences or other political sciences like human rights and other things, so that there could be fusion in NEP 2020. So I will request you that if you are, in addition to your website, if the same thing can be passed on to Secretary General AIU, so that they will also distribute to their all the members, Vice Chancellors. And the Vice Chancellor will distribute to all the affiliating colleges and all these things, so that the general education pupil, the Vice Chancellors, principals, they can think of how to select, how to start up, how to, all these things as part of the NEP 2020. Otherwise, what is going to happen, that technical institutions will take these things, but no access to general education. So that is just my suggestion. Similarly, for actually NEC also, NEC is having all these, recently they modified the manual also on their website. But many times when the access is done not possible, since AIU is trying to take all these new criteria, new changes taking place to all the Vice Chancellors, and through Vice Chancellors, as Dr. Jagannath Patil rightly said, that they will be taking to their affiliating colleges, autonomous colleges, arranging the awareness programs. If this manual, the recently done, can also be sent to AIU, they will distribute to all the Vice Chancellors. This is just request, that in addition to your own website, please just share with the AIU also, because this is one of the largest association having more than 900 universities. And in this way, every Vice Chancellor will have on his table, without trying and getting the earlier old, the manual, earlier old this model of the syllabi and all these things. This is just a request I was thinking. It will help in dissemination, because our many times problem comes the dissemination, awareness of the new things which we do. As you have rightly said, a lot of things have been done as model, and the funds are also available. So this will help. This is just a request to our Dr. P.R. Patil, and also very dynamic Dr. Jagannath Patil ji, because I know him. He is a very, very highly knowledgeable person, and they are doing wonderful, always bringing new ideas, infusing new ideas to maintain the quality, not only for national and but also international level also. So this is just a suggestion, please. Thank you very much. We have next speaker. Yes, sir.
Hello, I want to add that AICT has taken the initiative that a multidisciplinary approach has been introduced, as well as eligibility criteria for engineering courses that has been also changed in the last year approval process. Means those candidates who have passed that subject, near about 14 subjects. So after completing the bridge course, say mathematics is not opted by the candidate at that HSC level, and he is also eligible to take admission. But after completing the bridge courses, that has to be developed by the universities. and after completing that one, he is also eligible for the engineering admission.
Very
so
good.
That is the initiative which is taken
Very good,
in
very
line
good.
with the NEP.
Yeah, I could understood. But if the same information will be on AIU website, AIU will distribute. You need not to worry. That initiative always AIU is taking. I just wanted to share. Whatever you are telling, the person from institute has to have the access. Here it is just reverse. Here AIU is proactive in sending. So on the table of all the vice chancellors, this information, whatever you have told very nicely, will be available. So dissemination will be very fast. That's what only I am suggesting. So thank you very much. We have next speaker, very senior person and very practical oriented and lot of work he has done, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, the senior DDG ICR, New Delhi. I will request Dr. Agarwal ji to please share his views on the agriculture education and how this can also become the part of the general education. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman, for this opportunity. And thanks, Dr. Mittal, again for this opportunity. And thanks to all of you for involving agriculture education into this ministry. So I'll not take much time. I'll briefly just tell that what new we are going to do or we are doing already in this agriculture education. And I think you can see my slides. I think my slides are visible.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thank you. So some of the major recommendations which we are already implementing or which we are which we have incorporated in our agriculture education is to have the more gross enrollment ratio. We have relaxed. Earlier it was essential that the residential requirement was there, but now we have relaxed this. And we have asked all the universities to adopt this academic bank of credit. We have a huge network. We have 74 agriculture universities with us, which are either state funded or central government funded. And we have all these teams, including agriculture, including horticulture, including fisheries, animal science, veterinary science, and now even the organic farming we have got. I'm again happy to inform all of you that from this year onwards, we are going to join this CUET for the entrance exam of ICR allotted seats. And many state-run universities also have agreed, around 24 universities they have agreed that they will also use the same scores for this. So again, it's a very good news which we have done. And based on these recommendations which we have given, that 10% seats should be increased in all the agriculture universities. Our universities have adopted this, and I'm again happy to share with all of you that in the last 2 years, the 20,000 more seats have been filled up in our universities after this announcement of this NEP. And of course, we are implementing this multiple entry exit. We have constituted a committee, Dean's Committee, and we are going to incorporate this also. And this is as per the analysis which we have done, that what is the current student-teacher ratio. And based on that, we have analyzed and we have just found that though we have increased 20,000 seats, but still there is a scope of having more 58,000 seats if we adopt the ratio of 1:10. Presently, it is 1:7 ratio, which comes to our agriculture universities. So all this network, which I told, is providing the PG level subjects 95, the doctoral level 80 programs, and UG level 11. And again, it's my pleasure to share with you that we are going to have one more undergraduate program from this year. And that is as per the directions received from Honorable Prime Minister, and the new undergraduate program on natural farming we are going to start from this year. And for postgraduate level also, we will include the course on this natural farming. This again, as I told you, the present intake is around 1,48,000. The total students in agriculture universities is around 1,48,000, and the maximum intake is in undergraduate level in one of the most premier agriculture institute, that is Indian Agriculture Research Institute. From this year, we have started the undergraduate program again as part of this NEP, and we are going to have more ICR institutes attached to this IARI, so that more and more students we can take, and we can have the more GR for this. We have conducted a study again to have an objective assessment that what is the current gap of employment and what is the current intake or the number of students which we are producing for our UG, PG and PhD. And we have found that presently there is a gap of 49%. So that means we are far below than what is required. And up to 2040, we have done this analysis. It took us around 9 months, and we are going to release this. And then based on the same thing, we have also assessed objectively that how many colleges will be required by 2040. So year-wise, how many colleges we have to open, in which subject we have to open. So that also now we have to really implement through this. And to meet again the requirement of this NEP, already in the last 3 years, we have initiated more than 450 vocational courses in these 74 agriculture universities, and more than 8,333 students they have been benefited by this entrepreneurship skills or the industry-oriented courses, and they are going in a big way for implementation of incubation centers and many other things. For the PG and PhD programs, already we have from the last year we have implemented this recommendations of revised syllabus as per this national education policy, and we have made certain courses as compulsory, connected with IoTs, connected with AI, ML, virtual reality, and many more things, so that every person is involved in this. We have also made compulsory this meditation, and students are very happy after attending these meditation classes, and they are really having more focus towards their studies after attending this. Gyanotsav, as you know, many of you must have been the part of this in collaboration with Shiksha Sanskriti Uttanyas. The ICR organized this, and a huge participation, huge discussion was held regarding this. For global ranking, again, we are making a lot of efforts. We have made a study, and our 2 universities, for the first time, they have come in this QS ranking, and we are targeting another 10 universities in the coming year that they should come for this global ranking. There was a little gap. That gap we have analyzed, and we are trying to fill up those gaps so that our agriculture universities can really come out with more and more global visibility, and as for this NEP recommendation for the internationalization. We are also working for resilient agricultural education system to get ourselves prepared for any future pandemic. Every course content we are digitizing, making it available on our own cloud, and we are going to implement a learning management system, for which we are going to have an international conference in the next month from 21st to 23rd of March by inviting 50 global universities to share these experiences. NCRT has already formulated a committee to take agriculture education at different levels, primary level, secondary level, and higher secondary level. And for that, we organized one meeting, very detailed meeting with the school principals, and it was really, it's really a very good move to educate everybody, at least with the basics, that what we eat, what is the importance of, from where it comes, and how we have to be responsible for our environment and other kind of things. This is our Agri Diksha portal, which we have launched, our all good lectures, more than 3,500 lectures, they are already available now on this portal, so that every student can take advantage of the best teachers through this blended learning and through many other formats. And it's very popular among the agriculture students. All these lectures online, they can listen to this. So this is our international conference, which I just told. We'll have this partnership under this. When we organize this, we'll have the knowledge sharing, MOUs, and many more things. A new magazine we have started, again, to popularize this agriculture education. And I have already circulated this copy to many universities. I will request Dr. Mittal if she can circulate to all vice chancellors a copy of this. Very good articles about this agriculture education, what the students are doing. It's a student-centric activity. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and I am ready to respond to your queries. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, Dr. Agrawal Sahab. Very nicely you have made presentation, and you have given this digital learning also the course online available, and this can also be taken by general education also, like MOOC courses and other things. That is very good idea, so that a number of applied courses can make the credit of those 40% which is allowed by UGC also. So thank you very much. So now I request Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy ji, Chairman APS CHE Higher Education, Andhra Pradesh. Please, sir.
Professor J.D. Sharma ji, the session chair, and my co-participants in the session, Honorable Vice Chancellors of various universities. It's a wonderful initiative from AIU to have an interface with all apex bodies. Just now we heard, Jagannath Patil ji talking about NAC initiatives and PR Patil ji about AICT initiatives. We also have heard about R.C. Agrawal ji talking about agriculture. In fact, in my inaugural address, I was mentioning about the reforms Andhra Pradesh state government has taken up in the last 3 years, in line with the NEP 2020. And one of the major initiatives we have taken is establishing quality assurance cell in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Now, we went a little ahead, impressed the government on the need for mandatory accreditation for the institutions. The government of Andhra Pradesh has come out with a government order mandating accreditation for all the higher education institutions. At this point of time, I have only 15% colleges accredited out of 2,600. Remaining need to be accredited, that amounts to 2,200 colleges. Now, in the next 3 years, these colleges, if they were to get accredited, I think can the NAC take the load so much, of 2,000? In the recent times, NAC has come out with an idea of provisional accreditation. We welcomed it, but reasons unknown, that scheme has been withdrawn. We just wanted to make sure that these colleges meet the minimum benchmark so that a student who is getting into institution is assured of a minimum quality in the institution. Now, parallelly, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education is also coming out with State Accreditation Council. We don't want to have our own parameters. We would like to act as an extended arm of NAC. Maybe this question to Jagannath Patil ji, if you can consider permitting the SHECS or AP State Council of Higher Education in particular to establish a state accreditation cell as an extended arm of NAC. We would limit ourselves to the parameters on which institutions are to be assessed as prescribed by NAC. And I think that should be a good idea. In fact, our quality assurance cell is doing a wonderful job under the directorship of our vice chairman. So this is one thing for NAC, an appeal to consider State Council of Higher Education or take State Council of Higher Education into confidence. The next question to P.R. Patil ji. AICT has come out with many reforms. Now in Andhra Pradesh, we have made internship mandatory. Now this means every year I need to show 3.5 lakh internships to students. And for me, the advantage in AP state is the entire government mechanism. The chief secretary, 16 principal secretaries at the state level formed into a committee, and district collector at the state level with all district officials, district level committees. They are continuously exploring the internship opportunities. That's how I could place 1,94,000 students on internship with effortless ease. But when it comes to the technical institutions, in fact, the finding internship pan-Andhra is a little difficult for me. It's a huge task. I request AICT to please guide us, help us in terms of, because we made it mandatory. We took a major step. No, it's not a selected number of students who are going for internship. Across Andhra Pradesh, pan-Andhra, all institution students, everyone spends 8 months in industry or on-job training and 2 months on societal engagement. We call it 10 months of mandatory internship. And also a policy that AICT is taking, which is bothering us right now. I have almost 10,000 to 15,000 increase in admissions into engineering year on year in the last 3 years. But very unfortunately, the growth is skewed towards computer science. Now, the major conventional branches are suffering. For example, if I go by the last year admission, 85% of the students of 1,20,000 who got admitted into engineering are all into IT related courses. And the remaining branches are almost marginalized. This is not a good sign. Probably AICT also needs to consider, because you are a statutory body at the country level, marginalizing the very conventional branches like electrical, mechanical, civil may not sound good. And people are talking about the growth in manufacturing sector. Are we ready for such a growth in manufacturing sector? And parallelly, almost in Andhra, at least, I don't know about the rest of the states, entire diploma students are migrating into engineering, into lateral entry. Now, hardly any student available. My industry in Andhra Pradesh is complaining very seriously on the availability of diploma students, diploma qualified to take up jobs. Everyone, almost 85 to 90% of diploma are getting into engineering, into lateral entry. So this is a big issue that is bothering us right now. And the LMS, we went in bilingual mode, both podcasts as well as textbooks or teaching learning resources. I think we need some support from the statutory bodies or apex institutions towards that. And community engagement, we made it mandatory. Maybe apex bodies can help us give a direction for the country, as a direction of the country as such. Otherwise, when I allow 3.5 lakh students to go on community servers, they are everywhere. Instead, 5 or 6 themes can be taken out every year. And at a national level, you can drive higher education institutions and universities to take up those 5, 6 themes so that, students will be across the society taking the same mandate. And one last question, because Madam said I should limit it to 5 minutes. I don't know whether I've crossed 5 minutes. R.C. Agrawal ji, I have only one question. There is some discussion going on in Andhra Pradesh whether deemed to be and private universities can start agriculture programs without ICAR approval. So this is something which is right now, as chairman of AP State Council of Higher Education, I am attending to these queries very recently. So maybe if R.C. Agrawal ji can answer that. So these are some of the things from our side. I think the initiatives I have discussed at the beginning itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So we already have 3 questions for each of the 3 regulatory authorities who are present here. In addition, if there is any other question from the House, we will take it up and then we'll request the 3 regulatory authorities to give an answer. Any question from the floor? Dr. Saoji? Professor Saoji?
I think this question is pertaining to the NAC, Dr. Jagannath Patil, and maybe the other NAC person. Thank you. I mean, we appreciate the NAC going in the transparency by declaring the benchmarks for the other universities. The question is about the health science universities. I mean, is it in the process or is there any change in the manual? Because there have been some suggestions and recommendations for the health science manual. So is there anything in the offing, particularly for the health science institutes with regard to the manual as well as with regard to the benchmarks? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question from the floor? Anyone else? I don't see any hand raised, so I'll get back to the regulatory authorities. We'll start with NAC. I think Dr. Patil is not there, but Dr. Leena is there. So the question was...
I am available.
Dr. Patil is there? Okay.
Yes.
So one about the having AP State Council for Higher Education as a arm for accreditation in a day, I mean for helping NAC. And the other about health sciences from Professor Sauji.
Sure, madam. Thank you, madam. Let me thank Professor K. Hemachandra Reddy Garu. Actually, Andhra is leading the way in many ways, and the fact that now they have made it mandatory going beyond the center's directive, and that in coming 3 years, 2,000 institutions are likely to come forward. Just to say that NAC currently does not have a capacity, perhaps if you 2000 like it comes from 4 or 5 states, and that's how the NEP has clearly given the outline that under the HECI there will be a new arm, a new pillar of HECI, that is National Accreditation Council, not NAAC, and we are expecting an ecosystem of multiple accreditation agencies to come up, and within that I think it will be most welcome that state higher education councils, which are very active, can come forward to become the part of the accreditation ecosystem. Now, it will happen soon, perhaps any time. But before that, if the institutions are coming, I think I believe higher education council, state higher education council, can very well start working on this. Gujarat has already existing model. They have a knowledge consortium, and they actually conduct the academic and administrative audit of their colleges based on the criteria of NAC itself. So similar exercise can perhaps be started by the council right now. And the moment, the time is there under the new ecosystem of accreditation, you can join as accreditation body with your wing also. So that is reply to the Andhra. And second, Professor Sauji, I think I was expecting that question because we have already announced the autonomous colleges, affiliating colleges and universities in general, but health science universities, health science colleges, and there are at least another 10 varieties of different, including Sanskrit is there, teacher education is there, law is there. They are in pipeline. So anytime soon, I am sure the benchmarks for these types of manuals will be disclosed, and they are getting disclosed along with certain modifications. What we are doing currently is, and that is also guidance coming from the ministry and NITI Aayog also, what we call as ease of accreditation. So we are currently in the process of easing the accreditation system, trying to reduce the metrics, trying to reduce the burden on HEIs, reduce even the documentation. So slightly modified version of each of the manuals will be available on the website together with the revised SOPs and the benchmarks. So how soon that will happen, I think we have to wait. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Patil. AICTE representative, Dr. Priya Patil, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So there were two questions. One was with regard to internships, and second was with regard to balancing the subject-wise enrollments in engineering and technology.
So first question is to make available the internship to the majority of the student. So in this regard, I want to say that AICTE has introduced that mandatory requirement, essential requirement to all the technical institutes to sign 5 MOUs by the all approved institutions. Means nearby industry of the institute, they must have to sign the MOU with at least 5 number of institutes. The vision is that to make available that industry to the students who are studying in that particular institute. So that is made mandatory by the AICTE. So state government also has to take that particular initiative, and please ask the data from the affiliated institutes or technical institute. So to how much of the industry from that you have made the MOU, and that industry made available for the student for the internship. Also the AICTE's NEET cell is there. That NEET cell is making available all the seats of that internship who have made the MOU with the AICTE directly. The institute has to upload the data and details on the internship portal of the AICTE, those who have signed the MOU with the particular industries. So that is the answer to the first question, sir. Second one is that particular students who are completing the diploma and they are taking directly into the lateral entry, and majority of the diploma candidates are pursuing the higher education. So I think, as per my perception, if the student is acquiring the higher knowledge and the higher qualification, so that will be better, because ultimately where the student will go after completion of his degree, they will coming into the industry only. So highly qualified and efficient employee will be available for the industry. I think that is not the issue, because the higher education, that means it is the essential. No? That will fulfill the requirement, whatever that need of the society is. So that is second thing, sir. Third one question was that the students are taking admission in the computer science engineering and not in the traditional branches. So as per the National Perspective Plan, there are the 9 branches of emerging area has been given, and AICTE has introduced that 9 branches, which is related to that computer science engineering and other branches also. So with respect to that, the traditional branches like 14 branches are there, that are the civil engineering, mechanical, electrical, and so on. That 14 branches, if any institutes want to close, so they will able to close, but in lieu of that seat, they will not get any other course. That is the condition AICTE has mentioned in the approval process handbook of 22-23, or either 50% reduction in intake of the traditional branches is there, then in lieu of that, they will get another increase in the intake. So the motto behind that is the traditional branches must be live, they must be survive, and hence the complete closure, in lieu of that, no institution will get the extra increase in intake. However, if they are decreasing the intake up to 50%, then that in lieu of the 50%, another increase in intake up to the ceiling limit, that is possible, and that is given in the approval process handbook of AICTE. So that is my answer to the 3 questions.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Patil. Now lastly, Dr. R.C. Agarwal, regarding the mandatory requirement of ICAR approval for opening any agricultural program in private and deemed universities.
No, thank you, Dr. Mittal. There is, because as you know, we are not the regulatory authority, and no such permission is required from ICAR. It is only that first batch is out, that for our own seats, as you know, that we have a quota of 20% seats and 30% seats in the MSc and PhD. So for those seats, we see certain requirements, minimum requirements, and only to those universities we allow. So it is that purpose only that we see that whether we can allot those 15-20% seats in our those universities which follow our norms of minimum standards, or of our DSMA, of our Dean's Committee, of our experiential learning units. So no such requirement is there for opening any university that you have to seek the permission of ICAR. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Asif Agarwal, for making it clear. Now I'll pass it on to Dr. G.D. Sharma, the chair of this session, for the closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I take this opportunity to thank the different very senior officers from NEC, Dr. Jagannath Patel, Dr. Mrs. Leena Gahane, Dr. P.R. Patel from AICT, Dr. R.C. Agrawal, DDG ICR, and Professor K. Hamchandra Reddy ji, Chairman Andhra Pradesh, this Higher Education Council, and all our Vice Chancellors who are physically present, and many of our Honorable Vice Chancellors, they have joined online, that in South Zone, the criteria of selected by AIU as a part of transformative higher education for Atmanirbhar Bharat is research and excellence. Because as our Honorable Governor also has told in morning, that what is required is to take lead by the Honorable Vice Chancellors in especially the research anusandhan, so that the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, who is taking the country for Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant, how the youths can become the more innovators. And the results of this have already started coming, that India has emerged as third largest country to have the startup unicorn. More than 100 unicorns have come up in India in a very recent times. And our youths have so much potential. So they need now to be mentored and to be given opportunity by our educational systems, liberalizing the education and also breaking the strong walls between the educational institutions, allowing them to freely flow the knowledge from technology oriented, from health science, as sir has also told, agriculture, and also that new technology for teachers training, availability of the resources and sharing of resources. These are very important. And as Dr. Professor Hemchandra Reddy ji told, that Andhra Pradesh has emerged as one of the fastest state growing for this assessment and also taking new approaches for providing the more and more opportunities for the students to connect with the industries, and to make compulsorily that each student, whether social science or technology, they should spend some time either with the society to identify problem and to give the solutions, or with industry, or bring new proposal for taking up the indigenous knowledge for creating the entrepreneurship. So in this way, the total transformation in education system will take place, and this all those 5 zone, these themes, sub-themes will be coming to the annual conference to be held from 23rd to 25th March at University of Science Technology, Meghalaya. I personally request you all who are present physically as well as those who are attending online to please come. And the nearest airport is Guwahati. Please do not think to book your tickets to Shillong airport. It is much far away from our university. your accommodation will also be in Guwahati only. From the place where your accommodation will be, the university will be only 20 minutes away. And from airport, it will be maximum 1 hour away. So please see that how our states are located. Name is Meghalaya, politically, but functionally it is part of, I should not say part, but closest to Assam. Road divides, right side Meghalaya, left side Assam. It continues for 20 kilometers. So that is how all these things you all know that are part of our political science syllabus. So this is only from my side, and I thank personally to all the officers that they have taken so much time to give latest information by the different statutory bodies. Thank you very much. I also thank our co-chair person, Madam Dr. Pankaj Mittalji, a dynamic leader, under whose dynamic leadership, lot of new changes, lot of new activities, particularly transparency, the technology, and access, and also communication between the universities and the AIU have increased tremendously. So many new activities related to the this sports, culture. More than 5 lakhs students are taking part in these activities. You will be happy to know. And 400 students every year, those who have got the certificate from AIU are getting job also. So these are some of the strength, because many of our universities, they are not aware the strength of your own. Like Hanumanji had to be reminded his strength, then only he gets. So AIU's strength is so much all over the world. They contact first AIU. All those new bodies, first they are contacting AIU. So whatever new ideas are there, you are most welcome to organize any program. Please give your idea to AIU. It will be organized. And if you have any new suggestions to bring more closeness among those our in charge officers heading different sections in AIU, will be very happy. And this is all because of our very dynamic leader, Professor Suranjan Das ji, President, world-renowned historian. He has given the proposal which has been accepted by the this ICHR and ICSSR also, to write the history of AIU, 100 years of AIU. You all are going to be part of 100 years of AIU. How much transformation from very beginning have taken place, and how much contributions AIU has made to bring the newer and newer transformations from time to time in higher education in country. So I am thankful to Professor Suranjan Das ji, and also former president also, sir has initiated, and Professor Hemchandran ji, that we have heard him, a detailed his presentation in morning, and a leader like him is really very helpful, and Higher Education Council in Andhra is doing a lot of new things. And I take this opportunity to thank all the officers of AIU that they are so active, and in not active, proactive in fact. You have any problem, Mr. Brijender is here. You just send a WhatsApp. Immediately, today itself, it will be solved. Today itself. They do not wait. Many times they say, my this seniority and this thing. you will get immediately. Please, only our request is send your seniority to update it, so that so many things are coming, not only membership to depute you abroad, so many proposals are coming. This month only from South Africa proposals were there. So we want to enhance the communication. So thank you very much, sir. You all have taken so much interest and participation. I think the lunch will be there. You will announce.
That was an excellent session with the interface with the officers of apex bodies. Thank you very much, sir. I thank on behalf of Association of Indian Universities and the host institute, Andhra University, all the apex institutes, AICT, NAC, APSHI and ICAR, those who have joined online and offline, the chairperson and the co-chair for making this session very interactive. And the next session would start at 3:15 at IIM, in the IIM campus. And I request all the vice chancellors. Andhra University AIM campus, in the Andhra University AIM campus. And I request all the dignitaries, vice chancellors and APSHI members, EC members to join for the lunch at Sagarika. And the next session, here itself, in the same camp, okay.
Vehicles.
The transport is also ready for the vice chancellors and all the dignitaries to come to the Andhra University IIM campus. Thank you.
Please be in, you will have your volunteer with you. So they are ready with the vehicles. So please join just nearby in the Andhra University building. So in that the next session will take place. For the vice chancellors, there is a space available here for the dining hall, just a walk away. So I request all the vice chancellors to join for lunch. All the transdisciplinary research hub supervisors, please come front and sit. There will be an attendance seat going around, so please make sure you sign in it.